it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you fine, wanna have a good time, then like, comment, and subscribe. Hey guys, it's Natasha, aka MissTashTashh, back at it again with another video, you know what I'm saying. And today, we're going to be doing a long overdue score review. But it's a score review to a twist, and it's basically a criticize and compare, contrast, however you want to call it. And it's an all positive, constructive criticism review on the Ultimate International Miss System, as well as a score review as on my personal scores as well. I am going back to the system. Let's just get that out the way, straightforward. I am going back to the system. Therefore, the criticism I have is not based on me not enjoying my time there and me not thinking it is definitely a force to be reckoned with, because it is. It's just something I wish to see more changes of, and more of criticism coming into this year as well. So I represented, with those you know who watched the vlog, I represented Maryland last year. Oh, I dropped something. Oh, I represented Maryland last year, right? It's probably not gonna matter which way I show it. It's probably not gonna see it. But now it's 2022, and sadly I can't compete as Miss Maryland again. But I did get an appointed title for Miss East Coast. My name's on the back. And I want to talk about why I decided to go back, as well as why I am giving this system another go, because not everything was 100% on the system. It's mostly a self-criticism thing as well. And a lot of people have been waiting for this review, and I've been MIA. I'm so sorry about the hiatus. I've been getting myself together and getting the drive to go back to filming. So we're gonna start with the score review. So if you guys don't know this, I'll explain just one more time how UIM worked. It was the inaugural pageant, therefore it was the first pageant being held for the Ultimate International Miss System. All of us were appointed, every state title holder, every regional title holder, we were all appointed. We had to apply because there was no state pageants at the time. Now in 2022, there is several state pageants that you could actually go and compete. I'll leave the link down below if you want to go to the website to visit the system. But there are systems, or there are states going on, or they have already passed. But if you want to compete next year, feel free to check out the link down below. But that being said, I didn't really have a chance to practice. And a lot of times people are like, why you need to practice if you're doing pageants for so long? Each system is different. You know what they're looking for. You can read up on their mission and values, but at the end of the day, when you actually are competing in the system, states is a great way to get you prepared for internationals. We had to get a self-addressed stamp envelope to give to them if we wanted our scores back, which is like $1, so it's not really that big of a deal. And our scores come back to us on a sheet of paper with our name and our division. I was in the Miss division, which is 19 to 25. Ages 19 to 25 is the Miss division, which I like the fact that it goes up to 25, because you know I am 23. I will be aging out of a lot of systems soon, which is so crazy to say. For those of you who've been following me, you've been following me for years on this channel, and how long I've been doing pageantry. I'll be aging out soon, and I'm glad they go to 25, because a lot of systems cut off at 24. It gives us girls that are about to age out a little less time to choose which system that we want to go towards. With that being said, even after spending a year with UIM, I still want to go back. So that means they must be doing something right. So before I get into the reviews, I want to tell you the reason why I'm going back before I read the reviews. So I'm going back because Michelle and Brandis are very experienced and skilled professionals. They've been in the industry for years. They've had family members, daughters compete, people they know compete. They've just been there, so they know exactly how to create a system that's going to be sustainable. And for this system, I like the fact that they gave back a lot during the competition. There was so many opportunities to win cash prizes, to win an entry fee to next year's pageant, which is this year. They was always giving something back, so you never felt like you was getting cheated. I like the fact that every optional competition won, you get money back. And I know a lot of times people say it's supposed to be like that, but you'd be surprised how many competitions or pageants that they don't give you a cash prize if you win optionals. And this is despite how many people are in the division. You know, some systems say if there's 5 people in, then they can give back a cash award, or if there's more than 3 or 4, or if there's more than 7, then they'll give out a cash award. But if it's less than those types or that number of people, they usually don't give a cash award because they can't afford it. You couldn't tell if this pageant couldn't afford it or not. They made sure that they delivered on what was promised. So if they said that you get $200 for winning photogenic, then you get $200 for winning photogenic, and that's just that. They also have an amazing scholarship that they give out, and even the way that they raise money, they're asking all the girls to bring in a donation. Well, last year was $100 for their ultimate impact. This year's $200, and we are open to get ideas of how we can raise that money ourselves. They give a lot of scholarships and money for volunteer service hours. So I really like the fact that they are giving back to us, and we're not there competing and getting absolutely nothing. There's always chances to win and get something, even if it's just an award, a cash prize, a scholarship, a chance to come back and recompete. And I just enjoyed how the production was. Everything was just so, it was amazing experience stage-wise. I love the staging. I love the production, the choreography. There was no opening number, but there was an opening pattern, like a walking pattern, which I prefer. The dancing it's cute, but it's just so much going on with hair and makeup and heels. I love the fact that they created a walking pattern for us instead of making us do a whole dance routine. So that part I can appreciate tremendously. Let's see, for the optionals, they had tons of optionals to choose from. A lot of it was doubling up. You can do like an Ultimate Fashionista, which is a conglomerate of optionals plus a preliminary, and there's still another optional that you can enter. And they had a fitness competition. It was just a lot of things that, you know, I really appreciated about what they decided to add into this system to make it just more genuine and not making it seem like it's a scam. Because sometimes you in a pageant, you may feel like you're getting scammed because you're spending all this money and you leave with absolutely nothing. I like the fact that they let us make goodie bags for all contestants. Doesn't matter if it's princess, junior, preteen, or preteen. We made goodie bags for everyone, so everyone got something. We had a wonderful welcome breakfast, a wonderful PJ party. The PJ party was the best PJ party I think I've been to in all of the pageants I've done. So those are some things that, it might seem small to other people, but when you're a pageant girl, you've been doing this for so long, it was I could appreciate all of it. So I'm not going to really get into the optionals. The optionals I did compete in was talent, print model, casual wear, and I believe that was all. I'm not sure if I missed anything, but those were the optionals that I did. I didn't place in talent. I did get first runner-up in print model, which is technically photogenic, and I did not place in casual wear, but I did have a lot of fun doing so. And casual wear was great practice for the ultimate fashion competition, which is technically a fun fashion competition. So we're going to get into the scores. All right, so my print model score, which is the first one that's up, the comment said fierce, bold look, great photo. And I will let you see the photo I entered. And my scores, there were 3 judges, and they're on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm assuming 0 to 10, 1 to 10. So my first score was a 10. Second score was a 9.8. Third score was a 9.7 with a 29.5. My average was a 9.8. So the minimum that one contestant got was 7.4. The maximum was, of course, a perfect 10. So, and my average was a 9.8. But the average of the whole competition was a 9.4. So I was above average, which I guess led me to being first runner-up. Now, for my talent, of course, you guys know that I stopped dancing a while ago and I started doing spoken word. Some pageants is a hit, some pageants is not. It just depends on who you're doing it for. Obviously, for this one, it wasn't a hit. I didn't place in talent. I still enjoyed doing it. I always enjoyed doing my talent regardless if I placed or not. But my scores for talent was a 10, a 9.9, and an 8.5. So that one judge, the one 8.5, probably did not just enjoy spoken word, or it was a tough competition. It just wasn't maybe their favorite type of talent, which is fine. It's not everyone's cup of tea. But that one score brought my average down to a 9.5, and my total was 28.4. So I scored lower than my print model score. My average is also lower at a 9.5. The lowest average was 7.8 and the highest average was 9.6. So I was below average for the competition. The maximum, of course, is a 10. Moving on to casual wear. I didn't place in casual wear as well, but casual wear is a very, very popular competition in any pageant you do. Most girls compete in casual wear. If you have 50 contestants, I guarantee you 35 of them will be in the casual wear competition. But my casual wear scores was 9.7, 8.8, 8.4. In my defense, I wanted to be different and I would decide to do a Disney themed casual wear, which was more on like the personality side, and most of these girls were wearing high fashion outfits, more on the couture side. So I feel like being more on the personality side hindered me because of the fact that I wanted to showcase a little more of comedic look, but I decided not to go for high fashion, which is what I usually go for. And in the end, I definitely think the couture looks definitely overpowered the personality aspects of the outfit, which is, you know, something I'm not mad at, because it's like I said, some things are hit or miss. I want to stand out and be different. Now, going back, doing a casual wear competition, I believe that I will do more high fashion couture because I'm not opposed to it. I'm opposed to just doing whatever feels right. And let's see if my scores are higher for that. But for casual wear, like I said, 9.7, 8.8, 8.4, total 26.9, and my average was a solid 9. The minimum average was 7.7, and the average was 9.4. So I was, again, below average. The maximum score was a 10. Now we're getting into the prelim competitions. Now, the way UIM does it is that they also have prelim attire competitions. So they also rate you on your attire as well as your performance, which is not something I'm used to. I'm used to things like that being a mini optionals. For those who don't know who mini optionals or what mini optionals are, it's a chance, an opportunity to win another prize, and you enter it, you pay a separate fee most of the time, and it's basically best fun fashion, best gown, best smile, best hair, best eyes. And I'm used to that being a mini optional, but I wasn't prepared for attire to be judged as well. I love my attire. I always love my attire. I'll never wear anything on stage that I am not confident in. Like I said, whatever you wear, it's not your fault if it's a hit with some people and it's a miss with others. It's just give or take. You have to just, be confident with you wear regardless. And that confidence will show on stage. So getting into my prelim scores, I have my ultimate fashion. Again, that's fun fashion. I scored a 9.6, a 9.2, and a 9, equaling 27.8. My average was a 9.3. Minimum 7.8, average is 9.2. So I was above average for my ultimate fashion score. My comments was, don't rush. Looking back on my videos, I could see why they said I rush. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you go watch my UIM vlog. All my competitions are in there. But I can see why they say don't rush. But I honestly didn't feel like I was rushing at the time. But that's also a personal critique that I can give myself. Need to slow down and milk the stage more. So I am not mad at the comment. I'm also not mad at the score because I still scored above average on my ultimate fashion. For my prelim ultimate fashion attire, it was a 9.5, 9.2, and a 9. So my equals 27.7, average 9.2. So I was only a 0.1 below my ultimate fashion actual performance. And the average was 9.3. So I was literally, the average was 9.2. So I literally was right on the average mark for my ultimate fashion attire, which again, I'm not mad at it. Fashion is something that's very hit or miss, very controversial, you can critique to the ground depending on who that person is. You not always are going to like what that person is wearing. Okay, moving on to evening gown. So evening gown scores was 9.8, 9.3, and an 8.8. So a little bit lower than what I'm used to. I'm not sure why I scored lower on evening gown. All of my comments said was pretty smile. Now my average is 9.3. Thank you for the comment though. My average is 9.3 and the competition average was also 9.3. Again, I hit that average mark. I don't know why. I wish a third judge would have kind of said something like, why did they score me at 8.8? Why did they score me below 9 in general? And this stuff like this, I feel like they should require judges to be detailed. We need that critique to get better. We need those comments to make sure that we come back the next time, that we become even stronger and harder. But we don't know what to work on if you're not telling us exactly what we need to work on. Saying I have a pretty smile is not going to help me boost my evening gown score. For evening gown attire, I got 9.5, 9.3, and a 9. So it's not like they didn't like my dress, because my attire scored higher than, well, it's the same average, 27.8. Average 9.3, but the third judge did score my gown look higher. So they did like my gown, they just didn't like the walk. Why not? As far as the first judge go, they went from a 9.5 for my walk to a 9.5 for my dress. And like I said, fashion, can't complain, you know, it's just a personal choice. The average was also a 9.3. Again, I scored average, the average score for that competition. It seems like for this pageant, if you don't score above average, you would not place. The only thing I scored above average on was my print model. And of course, I got first runner-up in print model. I did score above average on ultimate fashion, but since it's all ultimate fashion and an evening gown and interview are all a part of the preliminaries, I don't think scoring above average on one competition would help me place. For my prelim, my interview, I scored a 9.9, 9.5, and a 9.3. Average 28.7. My interview was almost the highest score I've gotten. My print model score was of course higher, but for prelims, my interview score was the highest score that I've gotten out of my prelims. My average was 9.6. And the average for interview was 9.5. So I was above average for interview, which is something I'm very excited about because I love improving on my interview skills. The comments was natural beauty, sweet and conversational, though seemed a little nervous, which is correct. I was a little nervous. That's some confidence in the interview is still something that I am working towards. It's really hard to build confidence in interview. And each year, I feel like I get better and better at my interview score. So I'm actually not mad about the comment, and I'm not mad about the score. I think I did a pretty good job and have a pretty good score in general. Prelim interview attire, 9.8, 9.5, and a 9. Average of 28.3. My average is 9.4, and the average for the interview attire competition was 9.4. So, again, I hit average. I believe that if I go back, I just wish that I had a better comment for why my evening gown didn't perform so good. For fun fashion, I know exactly why. I'm glad that they said, you know, don't rush. So rushing was a problem. Interview, they said I was a little nervous. So just practicing being more comfortable talking to people, which I think that I'm good at, but you never know until you're actually in the situation when you have to interview with several judges. But other than that, when I go back this year, I do know that there's certain things I want to work on, slowing down my walk, coming off a little bit more genuine in interview and a little less nervous. As far as gown, I'm not sure why I scored what I scored because I didn't have any comments. So that's a criticism for the judges to, you know, I feel like they should add a little bit more for us to work with. And other than that, I'm actually really excited about my scores, and I'm happy to be able to see what I can work on, how can I improve. But I also think that my scores are pretty good considering that I had a few preliminary competitions that were above average. With that being said, they had a top 6. I didn't make top 6. Do I feel like I should have? I'm not sure. Even though two out of 3 of my prelim scores were above average. I don't know what the other girls' scores look like, and it was a very tough competition. I feel like I had a good chance of making top 6, but if my evening gown score was a little bit higher and maybe my fun fashion walk was a little bit slower, I probably could have been in a great contender for top 6. So that is my goal next year, which is to make top 6. If I win, then that's even more. Thank you everyone for watching this video. That is it for today's video. And please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that post notification bell so you get notified every single time I post, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next one. Peace out, home slice.